Hello, you are able to see this video, the color, the room, skin, eyes, face. You can see it, you can recognize it, you can recognize the colors, color of eyes, color of skin, color of the wall, the door, the color of t-shirt. You can see it, you are seeing it. That is one way of looking at it, interpreting it, understanding it. That is one way of storytelling, analysis. The second way is to realize that seeing is happening. You are not making an effort, you are not making a conscious choice. It is just happening. If your eyes are weak, you might not see it that clearly. If you have color blindness, you might miss some colors, but that is just a function of how your physical eyes, physical brain, body works. This is not something you are doing. This is not something under your conscious control. This is not a matter of will. This is not a matter of conscious choice. This is happening, and it is simply a result of the physical state, physical condition of your body, brain, eyes. If the physical condition changes, how you perceive what you see also changes. It happens automatically. You do not really control it. Right now, as you are watching this video, and as I am speaking right now, I can say I am digesting food. But another way of saying that, another way of seeing that, understanding that, is to realize that digestion is happening. I am not doing that. I am not controlling that. It's not my conscious choice. It is not under my control. Same thing is happening with cell division, with blood flow, with immune system. All these are happening. I am not really doing them. I am not really controlling them. Most likely, you are smart, intelligent, wise to realize that. You realize that seeing, digestion, cell division, hearing, smell, touch, immune system, blood flow, all these are happening. You are not really doing them. These are not under your conscious control. You are not making a real choice. You are not really controlling them. We realize it for pretty much every body function that these are happening and these are not my doing. These are not your doing. Even when we say, I saw, I see, that action is only happening in the language. In reality, I am not actively controlling this action. This is happening. More accurate way of saying that, understanding that, will be to phrase it as seeing is happening, hearing is happening, interpretation is happening, understanding is happening. We can see this in regards to seeing, hearing, blood flow, immune system, cell division, but there is one area where we find it very difficult to understand and accept. That area is thinking. We feel convinced that I am thinking. We find it difficult to realize, understand, or accept that thoughts too are happening. Thoughts too are arising. As you are listening right now, there are thoughts arising in your mind. Interpretation is arising. Agreement or disagreement is arising. Reaction is arising. And if you pay close attention, you might notice that they arise on their own. Just as this seeing is happening, this hearing is happening, thinking too is happening. And to say, I am thinking is ultimately not accurate. Just as seeing is happening, thinking too is happening. When you sleep, You get dreams, and that dreaming is happening. You see many characters, you see a character that you identify as you. You see things happening to that character. You feel resulting emotions, including fear, anger, lust, happiness, but all that is just happening. All that is just arising on its own. Same thing happens with thinking. And once we truly understand this phenomena, we realize we are not the real doer. If we do not truly control our own thinking, if we do not truly initiate our own thinking using our conscious will, we do not truly control our decisions, our choice, our will, because everything else is dependent on thinking. And if thinking itself is a happening and not a real conscious doing, then choice, will, decision, two are just happening. Just as seeing is happening through this brain, through these eyes, thinking is happening through this body mind, and just as quality of seeing is dependent on quality of eyes, brain, body, quality of thinking too is dependent on the state, condition, quality of body and brain. And because of this, everything is a result of the kind of body, kind of brain you have, I have, and the conditions in which this brain, this body operates. It is not under my conscious control, it is not under your conscious control. And if thinking is not under your conscious control, my conscious control, then choice, will, decision making too is not under my or your conscious control. This means I am not a real doer, you are not a real doer, and we do not really control our own thoughts, choice, will, decision making, and eventually even action, because every action has its origin in a thought, an impulse, or an automatic reaction. Once this is understood, we realize that actually there is no real doer, no real control, ultimately, no real duty, no real responsibility. Things are just happening through this body mind, and the feeling of being in control, feeling of being a real doer is just a illusory feeling. It has no real substance. It has no real reality. It causes delusion. It causes suffering. But that suffering, that delusion is based on an ignorance. It is based on an error. It is not really based on reality. If thinking is happening, then everything that follows from thinking is a happening and not real doing, not really a conscious choice, not really a result of conscious will. Thank you.